right on to the end.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to BCFC Fanzine TV match preview. My name is Andrew, and this is Chris. I've got something on my camera.
What's going on?
I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. I put it back. You look way better than before.
It was like directly over my face as well.
Yeah.
The team news is out, and there's a couple of notable people on the bench, and we'll come to them in a second. But we are unchanged for the second game in a row. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Understandably, and in all honesty, I would have been surprised if there were changes.
Yeah.
The only one would have been the getting your favourites back in, but Pecky's on the bench again. So I don't know whether that says anything in particular. I don't think it does, but I just think it's sensible to rotate your squad around, which I've been saying for how long have I been saying it?
Well, yeah, I think the rotation is good, and I think we've come off the back of a good win against Wrexham.
Yeah,
the players deserve to start.
I was going to say, I mean, had the changes come for Bright or Osman or maybe one of the front two, you'd have thought, well, that doesn't really seem just.
Yeah.
It seemed, especially when he spoke in his press conference, which we touched on yesterday, about having a defensive stability. So for the first time in a long time, we've named a back five, which is the same because we've had changes at right back, and I mean left back's obviously been different, obviously because we have been without a left back, so that's different. But when we've sort of had three right backs available. I mean, once again, he's playing this right back in midfield again. I mean, what's all that about? Yeah, playing right backs in midfield.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with that. I mean, I'm happy with the fact that he's kept with the team. He's kept some stability. I understand it's towards the end of the season. The players are sort of coming to the end. We have, we can mathematically get into the playoffs. I mean, we won't.
Get out.
And we need a point. We need a point to become safe.
You need sticking in the loony bin for even mentioning that.
I don't know how to go. So we're going to go on to the bench. I mean, the bench is super strong. You would look at that bench and go, okay, Cochrane coming back. We've got a like for like replacement for Wagner. Maybe not as clinical with that left foot, but can put a decent delivery in, as we've seen in the past. Marvin is back. We touched upon him yesterday. Obviously, not going to go into too much detail. I think everybody knows what the situation with Marvin Dutch is, and what we particularly believe in that. Especially, I've covered it twice now on this channel. I just think he's been given a second chance. There are obviously investigations going on. He put himself into a situation he shouldn't ever have been in. And, we just go from there. He's in the team. So clearly there is an investigation going on, and we can't really comment too much on it. Pake up into the bench for the second game in a row. Again, though, it's down for me. Personally, I think Pake is an excellent footballer, but he's clearly just been ran into the ground. And let's be honest, he's got a World Cup coming up.
Yeah, maybe a transfer as well.
Well, there's people in the shop window there that you could look at it. But, overall, I'm happy. I'd like to have seen maybe just a bit of a gripe for me, maybe just seen Laird get a start. But, he's still on the recovery from a long-term injury. So, he can't really do what he can do.
The reason I would say against that, because, okay, Bright hasn't exactly had the best season, right?
No.
It hasn't helped him that he's been in and out of the team, brought in for a game, then taken out again. So if he had a good game for me against Wrexham, so bringing him out, what would that do to his confidence? Right, a full international for his country that plays well and every minute for his country. He has a good game, and then he comes out the team. Now, casting minds back to the Middlesbrough game, okay, he may have been culpable for one of the goals, possibly. I don't think it deserved him being pulled straight out of the team. You can't be doing that to players, right?
No.
there's at least 5 players in that starting 11. So Bright, Solis, Vicente, Stansfield, Priska are in desperate need of minutes, desperate need of confidence, desperate need of pats on the back, and rewarded for better performances. You have to be thinking about next season. It's not about now. You can keep all these motivational talk about getting one over on Hull as motivation because they beat us. Okay, that doesn't wash with me. Whatever. What you should be saying is, right, we've got players here that we want next season, going to be in the team. We need them fit. We need them playing. We need them with confidence.
I feel more confident with my 2-0 prediction seeing the bench than I probably was when I was sort of giving it yesterday. But again, you know, we've talked about this before. Goals from the bench are at a premium with us at the minute. I think you've banged on that, you know, we've only scored 4 goals off the bench. I think today is a day where we could, you know, potentially there is goals on that bench. We just need to see them. There again, so the players that have dropped out are Panzo and Kanya, so they're not really goal getters, are they? So we can kind of look at it like that.
I mean, Kanya, can we be surprised? Can you be surprised at that? See what I did there? Anyway,
you know what? That's the first one you've made that joke, and you panned me for that. Yeah. You panned me for making Kanya jokes.
Yeah. Having seen what we've seen of him this season, had we have not sustained injuries, I don't think he'd have ever made the bench at all if we'd have had enough players to fill out the bench. So he's a player that isn't going to feature. I mean, that's just facts. You know, he was a bad signing. They've messed up there. And, I mean, Panzo, okay, he had a couple of good games, but since then he's showed that he's not really up to a championship standard. Well, especially not a championship standard of us looking upwards, put it that way.
Yeah, so I just think for me,
players that will be on their way. I mean,
if he's on a short deal, you know, he had to prove that he was into this team. There's a reason why they offered him a short deal. It was obviously a little bit of like, okay, in a way, it was kind of an elongated trial for him. And at first, I was thinking, all right, okay, yeah. I mean, he didn't get into the team for a little while, which was a bit suspect. And then when he did get into the team, I was thinking, okay, yep, there's the Panzo that, you know, played for Carve and, you know, in his youth, you know, was in the England under-17s team that won the World Cup. You know, he obviously had a stature and sort of credibility. He just has sort of not worked out for us.
No, we can do better. I mean, we've said, well, I've said it all along that they've messed up centre half for recruitment this season. I mean, other than we've spoken many times now about Clara and Neumann being the 2 that should be playing, and they are finally playing. You have more of an issue about the left-right foot balance. I don't think that should.
No, I think I like the left foot balance. I do, because I played when I was younger. As I said, when I played centre half, I played with a left-footed centre back, and it made my life a lot easier because we kind of knew our definitive roles. But I've also played with a right-footed centre back, and there was no major difference. I just thought it brings a bit more balance. Let's have a look at the comments for those who are watching. Thank you again for joining us on the preview show. The reaction will be at 5:15, not 5:25. If he comes on, I want Right, Colin, I'm going to come back to this because he has to control the ball first. He's been doing that sober all season. So,
well, we don't know. We don't know, do we? Maybe he's been pissed all season. Maybe that's why he can't flick it properly.
Yeah, look. You know, I'm not getting into that debate because, you know, I feel like I could get into a bit of trouble because we are live on YouTube. But if he comes on and he controls the ball immediately, holds it up and plays it off, I might be a bit suspect that he might be been on the Raz. I think, you know, personally, he will come on. I think that kind of goes without saying. It would be baffling to me to see that he wouldn't come on. It'd be interesting to see what the reaction from the away end is. I mean, the home fans are obviously going to know by this, so I expect Hull to be giving them a little bit of
giving it some,
a little bit of jip. I actually suspect that the majority of our fans will be, but he's been given a second chance. We did run a poll, and it was fairly close. So, I'm in the camp of I don't think he should have been given a second chance because Sanderson wasn't. And that should be club policy. But he's in the team. And while he's in the team, he should be able to be given a chance to play.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. If there's anyone else who would like to add a comment or anything like that, they're more than welcome. Other than that, then we'll...
Yeah. I think everybody's the same, isn't it? It's kind of like, bring the game on, but let's get through these 4 games quite quickly and then just start focusing on next season, because I think that's where everybody wants to be, isn't it? Like, let's go again.
If this is the team that starts the first game of next season, how happy would you be?
Well, I wouldn't be very happy at all.
No?
No, well, for a start, that means we'd have Beadle still.
Well, I think we both know, and I think anyone who views this channel both know that you hate Beadle. I hate him. I think he gets a lot of.
I hate him.
He gets a lot of, and sometimes warranted stick from the fans. Obviously, I've sat in different parts of the stadium this season. But when I did sit behind the goal, he was getting panned from the first minute, and he hadn't even done anything. That was against West Brom. He hadn't even done anything, and he's like, "Oh, Beadle, you're shit. Get out of goal, Beadle. Watch out, Beadle's about." And
I would never ever go down the route of that kind of abuse as a player. I mean, my stance on him is quite simple. I don't think he's very good.
I think personally, and this comes from me. Obviously, we talked about goalkeeper and stuff like that. I think he's got potential, but it needs to be looked at like straight away now. I think Mike Taylor needs to do a lot of work with him over the summer.
But why do we need to do that? Why can't we just go and sign our goalkeeper who is established, experienced, and we'll get used out of?
Okay, who else is out there?
I don't understand this desire to nurture someone with so many flaws.
Yeah, but
I just don't get it.
But how are we going to get a long-term goalkeeper if we don't, look at Pickford at Everton. He went to Everton. He wasn't amazing at first, and now he's, probably England's literally the first name on England's team list. So
I don't buy into that. There's a plethora of goalkeepers out there that are affordable to us. We have money, and it should be number one. If they're willing to spend, let's say, 8, 9, 10 million pounds on James Beadle, I'm sorry, there has to be better goalkeepers out there for that money. There has to be.
The only one that springs to mind is Sam Tickle at Wigan, who's a phenomenal keeper. But again, he might be just happy where he is at Wigan. I mean, okay, they're sort of mid-table in League One, but again, you don't know that. You don't know that he might settled in the area.
Have you ever been to Wigan? I don't think there's a happy person in Wigan, full stop, let alone the goalkeeper.
I'm not going after Wigan at this point. Let's not do that. Let's leave it at that.
Oh well, I don't mind. Yeah.
If anyone else has got some predictions, please leave them in the comments. Obviously, we do read them. We read them out. We read all of them out, actually.
Yeah, you always go for a solid clean sheet. I mean, my stance on it, I couldn't possibly predict a clean sheet with being.
I think with that back 4, I'm more confident with the clean sheet than I am if Robinson or Panzo was in the starting lineup. I just think there's too many players with too many errors.
Of course, the return game against Hull was Robinson's, the famous one with the own goal and the sending off.
Yeah,
but gobbing off.
Oh, I'll go for it. I think I'll go for a Desmond Tutu. Do you know what? Right, I can see it happening. I really want Priska to get off the mark today. I think today's the day. I know I've been saying that. I'm like a broken record for like the last few weeks. Come on, Priska, come on, get. But I genuinely think it's coming. And I think when it happens, like Kyogo, he will start getting the confidence and get the goals. I really hope Stano scores. I really do, because his work rate deserves it. But also, he was signed as a goal scorer, and we need him to start showing that. He needs to start showing that he can score a goal. because it's been a while.
Agreed. Right.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game.
Yeah.
See
So
you at
we'll see you at 5:15. It says 5:25 at the top, but we are back at 5:15.
doesn't it? Okay.
Yeah, so we were back at 5:15 to review the game.
5:15.
Hopefully it'll be the same feeling as Sunday. Until then, from me and Chris, keep right on.
Keep right on to the end.